Hey, it's me, Rishikesh Kannan, popularly known as Hrishi K. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon now to get the latest videos and get taken into a world of entertainment, culture, sport, business and current affairs.
Any complaints to Sonam that you didn't get to travel? I see that only Masaba went to Kashmir and enjoyed the Dal Lake and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
Where's there going to be taken to the next season?
I'm one of those sort of, those guys who holds on to his pain until it festers and like a big wart will hit my face, So I just, I've swallowed this thing and accepted the harsh reality of it. That Kashmir episode, I don't think I'm going to watch it even. I'm just going to fast forward.
So much angst and pain.
No, but good things happen to those who wait. So something, we'll go. I'm sure. I mean, Netflix and Ashvini Yardi's company, they're definitely going to jam. They have no choice but to send us abroad.
On the 29th, the smashing new season of Masaba Masaba returns. And I have to say this, I would highly advocate you guys watch this because it's just taken the series, amped it up to another level. My friend and brother Neil Bhoopalam is here. Looking dapper, brother.
Rishi K, I knew I was going to chat with you. So I said, let's put on the best, my Sunday best, and here I am.
Mighty impressed.
Thank you.
The thing about Dhairya as a character is, especially in 2, because it's so, there's so much of meat in it. Is that you start feeling at some point that he's a loser, and then you actually end up sympathizing with him hugely. Was that in the writing, or is that something that you had to work upon as an actor? Because whatever it is, it's just absolutely fantastic. I'm incredibly proud of what you've done.
Oh, thank you, Hrishi. Thank you. I mean, Anna, you and I go way back. We have our own timeline going. I feel that, yes, you're absolutely right. The first season where he's a bit of a chomu in terms of like, doesn't really know what to do and stuff. And then by season 2, from the get-go, they've just made it like, okay, he's going to commit and sort of ask Masaba out and see how that jam goes between the two of them. And you're right, it's a bit of a slow burn or slow, like turning your fader up just a bit. And things get more complex as the story goes on, at least for Dhairya, for me.
The thing about playing an investment guy, somebody who's very media savvy, somebody who's in incredible wealth. He obviously drives luxury cars and, he's always nattily attired and things like that. Is that, there's a certain refinedness or your money that you have to bring into a performance.
True.
And I mean, I've seen you do diverse stuff.
Yes.
Any templates, South Bombay friends, as it were, that you have to dip into for this one?
The brief was when Dodo and Pravina were styling me, Sonam Nair had said, make him look rich. And everybody burst out laughing, right? And I was like, okay, fair enough. Yeah, a few templates. I mean, like there's a friend of mine, Manan Kotak, and his family we were in class together, in college together, and his family is the Chitralekha family, right? So there were times when previously he was talking to me and by the time he's grown up, he needs to sit in the boss's chair. And sometimes there are decisions and interactions where you have to maybe let go of someone who has brought you up, when your parents are in the office and then there's someone who's like maybe 20 years older than you. And now you're on the boss's seat and you have to tell that person, okay, I'm really sorry, but this is what's going to happen. And he was talking about how people broke down in front of him and stuff. So I was like, I held on to that as the nuss of it. And then Sonam Nair, sort of filling it up, and of Masaba in between takes telling me stories about how some investors are. But the styling department did most of the work and the lighting department made me look rich.
There are two ends of the spectrum. One is Neena ji, I mean, her incredible body of work. It all started with the National School of Drama, decades and decades of work. Your considerable body of work in the theatre.
Yes, sir.
And radio and other stuff, and you've been at it for a while. Masaba is wedged in between the two of you. One is a legend, the other is a workhorse from the stage.
Yes,
which full respect to both of you.
Yeah.
And nowhere did I feel at any point that she wasn't coming up strong against the two of you.
Oh, you said it. Yeah.
So you want to talk to me about her genesis as an actor, how much you've appreciated that, or were there tips being given by Neena Gupta, or was it just Masaba doing her own thing?
Masaba's not in the room, folks. I'd just like to say this. Thank you. Yes, it was so interesting for me to sort of see a person who, like way back, Masaba and I had tested for the same sort of VJ hunt thing. We didn't meet each other then, but we were aware that, we had auditioned for this season of VJ stuff. And we're the same generation in terms of like 80s kids and stuff. So the evolution of the media, radio opening up, this, that, and with just a few readings, the newness for Masaba is the freshness is her advantage, is her trump card. In terms of as a performing artist, the rest of the artist is design also. And thanks to so much time and investment in the design arena, when she stepped into as a performing artist, it's just so magical and effortless, which is what reminds me. I think back in the day, Marilyn Monroe would be as sort of organic as this, and Neena ji being there, at no point was mother correcting child. I didn't notice that at all.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. But I do want to say that, and I've been thinking about this the whole day. One frame, there's a scene, one of the episodes, perhaps the second last episode, we're having a bit of a conversation which doesn't go the way one would think it would go. And I've exited the front door, right? The camera's still rolling and it stays on Masaba, right? And I've come and sat by the monitors because Mera kaam ho gaya. Like I'm just gone. And I'm sitting over there. I've walked in and I see the screen and I'm like, Neena ji? The profile of just this part of Masaba's in that particular take and that particular was just like her mother's. I had never seen it earlier. I didn't see it after that. But that time when I sat down and got that jhalak, I was like, oh wow. So clearly the arts are in her.
I know that you're passionate about music, as passionate as I am. And the thing about people who are into music is no matter what's happening in the scene, if there's a bit of interesting music that comes on as BGM, background music, original score, or a track, you end up going, wow.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, actually it's a question for Sonam, but because you're passionate about music, I'm asking you this. I mean, I'm noticing a bit of Punjabi pop, the wedding sequence has... Punjabi music. There's a bit of English pop rock in there.
Oh yeah.
There's some club music in there. You must have really appreciated the music that's used.
101%, sir. And that's also because of Sonam Nair, because she's like a fan and encyclopedia of pop culture, right? She herself has this diverse mix of what she consumes as music, and there's all sorts of stuff. And that for me is art as well. Like coming from a theater space, I've always wondered, why are people such purists? And I don't even think you're supposed to be a purist. Pop culture is art, dude. And if it's done well, it can really like pierce through any sort of, like this show is going to be released globally, save for the few territories that, Netflix is not operating in. Wow, that's amazing.
You've never been the go-to fashion week kind of guy. So for you, the ringside view of what happens in the world of fashion must be absolutely fascinating, man. Through Masaba's eyes, through the show, because everything is just so authentic. Yeah. The shooting of the fashion week, how, you know, the behind the scenes stuff happens.
Yeah.
Because in this particular series, Dhere actually comes and hangs around, you know, behind the stage. So got some inside scoops from Masaba.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't have to do much. I just had to stand on my mark. I focus. If I had to shift, then focus shift. That's it. But wo bhi nahi mila. I had to just stand on my mark and say everything. You know, somehow there's always a really narrow path for the models to walk on, and I don't get it. Why can't it just be designed a little bigger, dude? So yeah, somehow that from backstage to finally getting onto that ramp, there just seems to be this really like the crystal maze kind of grid, you know, and you got a minute and a half before you get onto stage. But it was too good. So I was just there, and every time action would be called, sort of with my jaw open and just soaking it in. That's it.
The dynamic between Neena ma'am's character and your character, which is Dhere and her,
Oh, yeah.
beautiful. She obviously has a soft spot for him. She almost urges Masaba to hook up with him. And you know, the fact that there's an empty chair, we don't want to give any spoilers away, at one point at a show is very poignant when she looks at that. Does that translate into off screen as well? Is Neena incredibly fond of you? I mean, you're a well-behaved guy. You've always been a gentleman. Tell me about that.
Every time I walk by, she throws an apple at me. No, no, Neena ji is not like that. But yeah, I think so. I think there's also where, you know, we're artists, dude. This is what we do, bro. This is our family in terms of and each one needs to take care of each other. And the people who understand that, I'm fortunate enough to have that realization kick in a few years ago, and the training that theatre gives you, that we're just one team, and each one's got to look out for the other one. And in doing that, your show just gets goes supreme. So yeah, and yeah, Neena ji's work, the first time she featured in my reality as an actor was SARS. What an awesome show. And so yeah.
Any complaints to Sonam that you didn't get to travel? I see that only Masaba went to Kashmir and enjoyed the Dal Lake and stuff like that.
Yeah, sir.
Whereas there you're going to be taken to the next season.
I'm one of those sort of, you know, those guys who holds on to his pain until it festers and like a big wart will hit my face, you know. So I just, I've swallowed this thing and accepted the harsh reality of it. That Kashmir episode, I don't think I'm going to watch it, dude. I'm just going to fast forward.
So much angst and pain.
No, but good things happen to those who wait. So something, you know, we'll go. I'm sure. I mean, Netflix and Ashvini Yardi is a company. They're definitely going to jam. They have no choice but to send us abroad.
I have a lot of love for Ashwini. I mean, I know her from back in her Z days. I used to voice for her.
Top of the Pops.
Top of the Pops, man. And Sachin and she are such wonderful people. And working with that production house and, you know, Netflix, I'd like you to talk about that.
Just what I find very interesting, and this is perhaps hitting me right now when we're talking about it. I've always felt that the makers of things, when you've invested 15 to 20 years, either heading a channel or running your own production house in a particular manner, I find it hard. What do you assume that the person will not be able to change with the trend or this thing, but in this case, I'm so wrong. So someone like the really awesome Ashvini Yardi, who's been a channel head on content for so many years, right? And then moves on to a platform which has this, you know, and to come with that new spin. That's what Madonna does. That's how Madonna stays relevant and will still churn out hits at the age that she is, because she as an artist keeps changing. So there are a few producers in the country who will have their ear to the ground and follow their intuition and boom something. And then when you have a stage like Netflix, which is so big, It's just a win-win situation for everyone attached to it.
Do you have to consciously tone down your theatrical approach when you do a series?
Yes, sir.
Because you're not throwing to a live audience.
Yeah.
In a show like Masaba Masaba, for example.
Yes.
I could talk with that.
It's interesting because I'm now in prep for a new play, which in November we're going to put up at the NCPA, and now I have what they call a TV voice. You know this, like a stage artist would have, like it would come from here. But now, because you got your mic right there, your voice is coming from here, and you're kind of mumbling and trying to be natural, you know. So I need to get back into training, and you're right, you sort of strip it down, you try and contain as much as possible, because camera is also so close to you, and the lenses are like, they can read your thoughts. You don't even need subtitles. So yes.
Neil Bhoopalam joins a stellar cast, including Masaba Gupta and Neena Gupta, on Masaba Masaba Season 2, streams on Netflix 29th onwards. Please give it a lot of love. Just really happy for you, brother, and can't wait to see more of your work. I will be there stage side in November.
Yes, sir. Yes. You and the fam got to be there. Yeah, first day, first show.
Thank you.